Controversial take, I graduated in 2019, didn't attend my graduation ceremony, and I didn't care. That's probably my first spark to not follow trends. Did people tell me I'm crazy? Of course, but I did not care. Fast forward now, it's 2026, and I just hung out with my college friends, and guess what? No one talked about our once in a lifetime experience graduation ceremonies that we all apparently had to attend, and no one asked what the experience was like. I mean, sure, there were guest stars who gave commencement speeches, but that also depends on the universities you go to because the higher ones get to invite the big ones. Since I didn't go to elite schools like Harvard or Stanford, we didn't get guest stars speaking at our ceremonies. And most of these commencement speech, anyways, recently were kind of a joke now.
Of artificial intelligence is the next industrial revolution.
Deal with it. Like I said, it's a tool.
The question is whether you will help shape artificial intelligence. We do not know.
Of course, this isn't one of the reasons to not go to your graduations. I mean, if the guest celebrity is someone you're pumped to see, by all means, go ahead. But if not, then there are other reasons why not to attend your own graduation ceremonies. And by the way, if you're a university student yourself, it's up to you if you want to join, and there's nothing wrong if you want to join. This is just my opinion. So, anyways, I'll start with the first and most obvious one, and that's because no one cares years later. I remember realizing that my uncles, aunts, my mom, and dad, they shelved their bachelor's degrees, and in fact, I've never seen their degree certificates, what they look like, or where they've put them. They have their graduation pictures shelved somewhere in the basement, but other than that, I don't know where it is. Like it's as if they never went to college. So that got me thinking, what's the point then? I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciate my degree very much. In fact, it's kind of like a boost for me to get a job since most jobs need a degree, especially if you're in STEM or doctors or something like that. But I just don't get why we had to make graduation so exaggerated. The photo shoots, the heavy makeups, and sitting there waiting to get your name called for a piece of paper. I mean, I can't. And there are hundreds to thousands of people graduating too. I just didn't think that I could wait that long. And after hearing the experience from my friends, I'm kind of glad that I didn't go wait that long. I just find them a waste of time. I got mine in the university office a day after the ceremony and I'm done with it. I mean, besides, it's not like the professors and deans there would remember whom they shook hands with. To them, we're just a number on their spreadsheets. Yeah, I said it. Universities are turning into businesses. It's been like that for a long time now, and even Hollywood is calling them out for that.
The banks have given us 25% interest rates on credit cards. They have screwed us on student loans that we can never get out from under. Then this guy walks into my office and says, those same banks got greedy, they lost track of the market, and I can profit off of their stupidity. Yeah, I want them to be
And
right.
once they commercialize something, then we're just a number to them because they're running a business. Thus, they do not care about us paying the high tuition fees. But that's another topic to discuss. And speaking of fees, graduation ceremonies are expensive too. I graduated in 2019 and I found them expensive back then. I don't remember how much it cost before, but it was nearly $1,000 plus because of the photographers, photo studios, and we had to pay for those graduation suits. Oh, and don't forget getting makeup, and for me, wearing an appropriate dress, I can't. And my university fees were already high. And these ceremonies were beginning to look like fashion shows instead of graduation ceremonies where you celebrate going through the hard work and being happy for your milestones. I wasn't going to pay for another event that I won't remember or look back on. And apparently, it appears that graduation ceremonies now are still cashing in to this day, as it made it to the news. So, as you can see here, ceremonies have also turned into a business and fashion show, and all these pictures are mostly for the sake of social media. And I've seen it in graduations I missed right after I watched my movie and missed my graduation. I went to the campus to see my friends taking pictures, and they receive so many flowers and dolls saying congratulations. Not saying that is a problem. The real problem was that when the photo shoots came around, they charged people thousands of dollars. That I feel like it's a little too much. Or do I just not understand graduations? You tell me. And speaking of too much, all these things, it feels like people are doing it for social media. I remember back in college, people were complaining about how hard the classes were and that they were going to get over college as fast as possible. Again, don't get me wrong, people complain in life about certain things, and that's fine. But then when you start taking ridiculous amount of pictures at the end about the ceremony and then you upload on social media and the captions are totally different than the experiences you had, that kind of gives a different vibe, doesn't it? It's like when someone climbs a mountain and complains about it for the whole hike, but then when they reach the top, they take out their phone, smile in front of the camera, and post about it. It's something like that that bothered me a lot for some reasons. Like the graduations didn't feel genuine and it's more performative. And lastly, college doesn't guarantee you a job. Let's face it, we all go to college for a good job that'll pay us well. But how are we going to get a job when the job market is in shambles and AI just took over fresh grads? I mean, look, yes, I'm a 97 here. I was blessed that I graduated 6 months before COVID happened. But the pandemic also ruined my career. So I had to start everything from scratch and build a portfolio of my own because no one cares about my degree and they don't want to hire me. Now I work in marketing, but that was because my hobby portfolios kind of carried me during my breaks and it was decent enough for them. They didn't even look at my degree. They just saw that what I created in my spare time. And that was back in college when I was able to do it. And I'm so thankful that I did those during my spare time. And it was enough to get me a job. But at the same time, it made me realize that I deviated from what I studied in college, which was business management. I wouldn't want to say that the education I paid for wasn't worth it, but at the same time, it showed us that a degree is like a passport to enter the job market, but it won't guarantee you on the job you're getting. You could get any kind of jobs regardless of your degree. And when I say any kind, I mean it. Like how master students in China are delivering food now. And that's why there are now countless news reports about fresh grads struggling to find jobs. How could they? AI took over most of the freshman jobs, and most companies are now in survival mode or trying to get their financial statements to look green by laying off people. It's just a massacre out there. And the 4 or 5 years degrees you worked on so hard turns out it won't really get you a job. This includes Harvard graduates too, by the way. And if it's already hard for these guys, imagine people like us who went to normal universities. So there you have it. That's the reason why I didn't go to mine. And honestly, for me, I had no regrets about not attending them. I saved my money and energy, and I had more time to work on my portfolio. Also, let me tell you something. I graduated in 2019, again, just mentioned, and years later, to this day, when I meet up with friends and family, we still don't talk about our once in a lifetime experience. Only what work we truly want to do in life, what's the future. And if we did talk about our past, we only talked about the classes we fell asleep in, the night parties, and anything but the graduation ceremonies. And that's all. I hope you learned something here. Perhaps if you're lazy or do not want to join the graduation like me, don't ever think you're missing out anything. You're doing yourself a favor, in fact, to rest your mind after working on a degree so hard and focus on what's really ahead of you. Oh, and one last thought. I know that I have something against graduation ceremonies, but there were two graduation commencement speeches recently I saw on YouTube that I think would be worth it if I were graduating again. And that is the commencement speeches made by Conan O'Brien and Jensen Ackles.
When you don't speak the language, no one truly cares where you went to college, and you have no choice but to make friends. And so on these travels that I learned a great lesson. Let yourself be bad at things. Everyone here today has a phone in their pocket that is algorithmically programmed to celebrate you and you alone by making you the protein maxing hero of your own special journey. Much has been written about how isolated and siloed we've become, but for me, the antidote is quite simple. By de-emphasizing what makes us special, in your case, a prize degree, we can really find one another.
Be willing to begin again and again and again.
As someone who graduated already, I feel that these people were worth to listen to live, and that their advices are still useful years after you graduate. And when you look back at their advice, I mean, I graduated already, and I feel like those speeches that they made were really worthwhile. You might be able to shake their hands. That'd be special, and that's truly a once in a lifetime experience. I guess it depends on the people who will speak, and if not for them, well, I don't know what's the point of going. But that's all. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy and learn something here. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It'll help reach out to people who may need to hear this and who wants to join the JOMO Club. And especially in this time of age when things are going way too fast, and we'll find our own thing by stepping back and slowing down a bit. Anyways, that's all for today. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.